It's Seth Rudetsky back here on Seth Speaks. I'm a vegetarian, but I hate barley, but I love dancing belchers, so I love Matt Zarley. It's true. Okay, so Matt Zarley's here, who I've known forever since I first came to New York when he was doing a chorus line, and I would see him. I was trying to learn to sub that show, and I'd see him in a full split, stretching out backstage. But Matt Zarley, more importantly, you're here to promote a short film that has lowercase letters and large case letters. So go. Very E.E. Cummings of you.
Yeah, it was sort of an afterthought. Hopeful Romantic is the name of it. And my songwriting partner, producing partner, we both thought it would be kind of cool to make it one word.
Hopeful Romantic.
Yeah.
And it's a
As
short
opposed to
film.
Hopeless Romantic.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
So it's a short film / CD.
Yes.
And by the way, how can anybody, since it's going to be airing, we're airing after it actually premieres here, how can anybody see it, this, it, that, it?
Yeah, the movie's going to be available on demand on Vimeo and iTunes and Netflix in a few weeks. And the album is available on iTunes as well.
So we just look up Hopeful Romantic.
Yeah.
And now, unknowingly, you're LA based, but you began as a Broadway. I know you actually probably began doing national tours, right?
Cat's National Tour was my first job, yeah.
Now you were Grisabella cover. Wait, what was your actual?
I was Grisabella. Matt Grisabella.
Well, you were like, wait, first of all, how old were you? You were like 18, I bet,
I was
right?
17, yeah.
You were 17 in Cats?
I was.
Wait, so how old were you when you started dancing?
12?
Wait, why so old? What the hell were you doing before then?
I was doing gymnastics.
Oh, so same thing.
Same thing, yeah.
Oh, yeah, so then you were 17. Now, if I recall correctly, back in the day, the Cats audition was like, step forward and do a double pirouette. Did you have to do that?
I did, yeah.
And then from there, they cut everybody, right?
They cut everybody, and then we had to come back and do Mistopheles the next day.
You had to stop. That's like
I
the
did.
hardest dance part in it.
Yeah.
And you're only 17?
I was 17, yeah.
And how'd you do?
I booked it.
What a... Wait, you were such a good dancer at 17?
I was non-union, too, so it was a cattle call, one of those, back in the day.
So you got your equity card?
I got my credit card.
Wait, I want to know all those other dancers who had been in a million Broadway shows, what was their reaction when the 17-year-old got it?
They're probably over me. I was oblivious, though. I didn't.
You're like, I got it!
No, I didn't. I was so unaware and so green that I wouldn't have known any of that.
How much... Cat seems such a physically headachy show. Like, first of all, did anything ever go wrong with that show? Did your whiskers ever fall off? Tail ever
My
slap
tail
some-
fell off.
It did?
It did, yeah.
Weren't you supposed to, like, super glue it on?
No, it's like a rope, sort of, that ties around your waist.
And how did it fall off?
It just got loose and fell off one time.
And then what happened? Did it strangle someone? I hope it's just an
No,
amazing anecdote story.
no, it was just like laid on the rake stage, which is so obvious because the stage was slanted, so the audience could see everything on the floor.
Oh, so they just saw like a weird tail.
Yeah, this like piece of rope on the center stage, and it was funny.
I thought it was a hairball. Now, was this on a national tour?
This is a national tour, yeah. The second tour, yeah.
Did any of the women ever wipe out on Touch Me? Did they ever like totally wipe out on it? Touch Me? You don't have to give last names. Lilius W.
No,
she's
one.
amazing.
You mean vocally wiped out?
Yeah.
No.
No one ever cracked on Touch Me?
Well,
Ooh. Let's just say it's a radio show.
no, nothing like tragic. So.
Anyone ever forget the lyrics? Not that the lyrics make any sense to memory. Does one lyric in that number make sense? Except for Touch Me. What is the song about? There's moonlight, it's so easy
Basically,
to touch.
don't judge a book by its cover.
Touch Me? Don't judge a book by its cover?
Huh?
Don't judge a book by its cover?
No.
So you say this
I'm saying the overall story of the song is, you shouldn't judge people for face value, but if you get to know me, you'll love me.
That's what the song is about?
Yeah. I believe so.
Anybody? How come we're around for 30 years? I thought it was just about a high note. All right,
So E flat or whatever.
It's so then you kind of got into the best show in the world, which is Chorus Line. Now, did you ever get to work with Michael Bennett, or was it post Michael Bennett?
It was post Michael Bennett.
Oh,
yeah.
so frustrating.
It's like 2 years, yeah.
And then when you make your Broadway debut in Cats or Chorus Line?
Chorus Line.
Oh my God, it's the best show in the world.
When I met you.
Right, I know.
Yeah.
I'm so sad. And then Matt and I did you see those photos I posted?
No.
From Europe? Matt and I did this whole tour in Europe of a Chorus Line. But you had moved on. Were you Mike in that tour?
I was Mike in the tour, yeah.
Which is, I Can Do That. Do you know Alex Sanchez?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
So Alex does this amazing Gwen Verdon, and because they're going down the line, and he's supposed to go, Mike, you go first, and he's supposed to go, don't you want to start at the end? And he goes, no, I want to start with you. Relax. He goes, well, I could if you started at the end. So always during rehearsal, Alex Sanchez was my Mike, and it would be like, Mike, you go first. Don't you want to start at the end? So always Gwen Verdon, relax. I could if you started at the end. And we were obsessed with Gwen Verdon as Mike. Oh, wait. So, but anyway, my point is, we did it in Europe, and I took all these. I literally did the whole opening number in front of the Eiffel Tower, and I just posted photos. I found them by myself. But what was the difference for you doing Chorus Line in Europe versus doing Chorus Line on Broadway, besides the Deutschmarks? Because we got paid in Deutschmarks.
Wolfgang.
Wolfgang was our producer.
What was the difference? Well, different part, first of all.
Oh, because you were the young
was Mark.
guy on Broadway. You
Yeah.
were Mark.
I was Mark. God, it was a younger cast, a little bit more
On the road?
on the road. Yeah, I was by far the youngest person on Broadway at the time.
Yeah, because you were like 19, right?
I was 19. Yeah.
And how much bitterness from the older people?
Maybe at first they were, but I think I kind of grew into them a little bit, or they warmed up to me. But once again, I was so oblivious at that point in my life. I was so like, just gotta take class and get better, and that's was sort of my whole MO in my life at that point. So I was totally unaware that was happening.
But who knew that you could sing? Because I always just thought of you as a dancer back then. When did you discover that you actually could sing? Because the only thing Mike sings is, what is it? He's gotta know who he wants by now, right? That's your stupid solo in the very end of the show. And Matt would always be like, he's gotta know who he wants by now. I was like, wow, what an amazing scoop. Wait, so is that how you found out you could sing?
Actually, my first voice teacher here.
After Chorus Line.
It was during Chorus Line on Broadway. He said to me, you're a singer who dances, not a dancer who sings. And for a dancer, that means like everything. It's like if you're...
Well, then it means you could have a career, because
You're a
dancing
singer.
kind of ends.
Yeah, so he said, you need to focus on that. So he was the first person that really brought some light to that for me.
And don't you want to go back to Broadway as a dancer, though? Like one last hurrah? No.
Not as a dancer. I mean, I would go back to Broadway in a minute.
But why not as a dancer?
Because I had back surgery 9 months ago.
What? What the hell happened to your back?
How much time do you have?
Oh, is it from dancing? Is
That's
that
from
what?
dancing, yeah. I had, I was very flexible when I was
Yeah.
younger. I had 3 herniated discs, slip discs, 2 bulging discs, and 2 fractures in my vertebrae.
Who doesn't? All right, that sucks. All right, but you do want to come back to the Broadway. Now, Bobby, what's the biggest mistake that ever happened when you were doing a Broadway show? Or a national tour?
What do you mean, like
During a show, like, what's the biggest mishap that ever happened on stage?
that I made?
That you
or just
witnessed or
that I
did?
witnessed. Well, the first time I went on for Tommy, when I played Tommy.
The title role in Tommy.
Yeah. His entrances are these somersaults. He flies in.
But he flies. You're being flown, and you're
Yeah.
somersaulting.
Yeah.
It's so. Who enjoys that, by the way? Because it's really kind of slow looking from the audience. Seems someone really slowly turning,
It's
and the
strange.
person doing it is nauseating. So who's actually going to get a kick out of it? All right, go on.
My first time on, Pete Townsend was at the show. My mom was at the show, and I got caught upside down.
Meaning you were somersaulting, and then it just ended with you being
And
upside down.
I was like this. And I had to start singing.
Wait, and then who did Pete Townsend cut you down? Like, how did you get down?
No, I hoisted my way.
Because
I muscled my way.
I was going to say
around.
that's what the Pilates pays off.
Exactly.
But I'm sure the audience was probably like, "Wow, what a cool beginning." They probably didn't know it was a mistake.
It happened. I mean, for me, it was like in slow motion, of course, but for them, they probably didn't know.
Did you ever like kick someone in the face during a show? Because Matt had a crazy high kick. Oh, Eddie Buckley? Be honest, Grisabella.
You're right. I don't think so.
And did you ever like do some crazy leap into the orchestra pit? Because that's happened to different shows.
That has
I've
not
done.
happened to me, but I've seen that happen before.
Why? Who did it?
Well, someone fell in Cats. I can't remember who it was.
And they rolled into the pit.
Well, they like jetted off the stage.
They did a jeté into the orchestra pit.
Yeah. But because it was a rake stage, we were really close to the
Rake means that it's
deck.
tilted down.
Yeah, and we were really, really close to the deck, so it wasn't like we were super far. It wasn't like a pit. It was like, because our pit was behind the stage with that company.
Oh, right. Because
So-
you're right next to the audience.
Exactly. So it wasn't as horrible as it could be.
As dramatic as it could be.
Yeah.
It's all good. So this Hopeless Romantic, so we could either see the movie, we could get the CD, but the song you brought with me, you brought to sing, is it from the movie?
Which one do you have there?
Oh, interesting.
You have a
Why not
couple,
tell-
I think.
Why not tell you the name of it? But there's one that's printed in front of me called
Let Me Let Go or Constantly?
Constantly.
They're both. Let Me Let Go and Constantly are both from the film.
Constantly, I assume, is based on how often my mother calls me.
Exactly.
It's relentless. Okay, so why don't we try